Just Chanel here.
End of flashback.
Good morning. I'm about to do a little skincare. Just wanted to share what I'm using because if you have not watched my super old skincare routine, you probably just don't know what I use on my face. So I'm actually using like products that are in my, what is that, like my product bin. I'm out of the skincare that I've kind of been trying out. I was using like Fenty Skin for maybe about 6 months. But for the past 5, 6, 7 years, I've been using Drunk Elephant. So I had a little bit left over. I'm going to cleanse this morning with the Bestie number 9. This is not a deep cleanser. I don't consider it like a deep cleanser because it is so gentle. But y'all, the way it melts makeup is incredible. So if you are a makeup wearer, I highly recommend this cleanser. Generally, when I wear makeup, I go in with this first. It just melts everything off your face, okay? And then I like to go in like with a more abrasive cleanser. If you have sensitive skin, you could just use this, but I like for my face to almost feel squeaky clean. Like I like to strip my face a little bit and then go back in with my products to restore everything that I probably just stripped it of. After that, I'm gonna use Protini, which is a serum. This was my first time trying Protini. This is like the only one that I've ever had. I don't even know if there's any in here, but we'll see. I really like how it kind of just helps with the texture of your skin, pores, dark spots, and it pairs really well with this moisturizer, which is the Protini Polypeptide Cream. It's more of like, y'all know my camera's broken, so the blur situation is a little weird. But this is more like a gel texture, which I'll show you guys. And then I'm going to follow that up, since I'm just staying in the house today primarily. I'm going to follow that up with the Drunk Elephant Ombre Sheer SPF 30. Now, you guys can tell that I have never used this, or maybe once. But I usually, like whenever I get kits and stuff from them, I usually don't use the SPF just because I really enjoy a few other brands. But I want to go ahead and use this because I know their skincare is clean and it's, you know, it's just really great for your face. The only thing is, I'm not sure if it leaves a cast, so we'll see. I think it'll be fine in the house, but I'm gonna kind of wear it in the house every day to see if it's something that I would repurchase for outside wear. Make sure when you're applying your SPF, you apply enough. I believe you're supposed to apply a quarter size, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say on here, but a lot of people, I see them only applying like a little bit of SPF, and child, you gotta actually lather your face in it, okay? Like it should be, I think this is probably the most, maybe, I think it's almost equivalent to the amount of cleanser you use. So apply a good bit and then make sure you put it on your ears, your neck. You can rub the rest into the back of your hand. So y'all see what I'm talking about with the, I don't know if it's gonna leave a cast, but we're gonna see. It feels really nice on the skin though. I believe they have a different, this is like their original SPF. I'm pretty sure they've come out with a tinted one for deeper complexions over the years, but y'all can see how this is a problem. This is why when I first started using Drunk Elephant, this was the only product I didn't use. But I'm trying to see like if I really rub it in, it still gives me that white cast. I think so. I'm still seeing it, but we're gonna keep on give myself a little facial massage. It's probably good. I need to get one of those facial tools. Okay, actually it doesn't look too bad. This is a lot though if I'm like out and about, or compared to other products that work better with deeper complexions. Okay, so it's not too casty. I can definitely, I feel like it's a lot of work to wear. Like I couldn't take this on a boat with me or to the beach to reapply because I'd be rubbing it in forever, and ain't nobody trying to do that. But that's okay. So it works for the house. So I'm gonna use the product up because it's a very high quality skincare product. Okay. Let me wipe some of this off of my edges too. Don't want that interfering with when I do my hair either later today or tomorrow. All right. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit casty. Something else I've been doing, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I absolutely love these toothbrushes from Target. They're only 99¢. You get it in a pack of 2. I like to just like brush my eyebrows, and it's crazy because my mom used to tell me to do this every morning when I was a kid, and she didn't get her eyebrows done until she was over 40, like for the first time ever. She has like the perfect eyebrows. Like they're extremely thick. If I would have done this, I probably would have better eyebrows, but I'm looking for a new eyebrow lady because I really want my eyebrows to be more structured, and I've just been getting them threaded for years. Like this one is okay. I like this eyebrow. This is my sister eyebrow that, I don't know, she just doesn't grow in the same, but whatever. Okay, let's go make some tea, and it's time to juice. I have a lot of produce in my refrigerator that I want to juice up. I started a sweet potato, so I'm gonna see how this does and kind of just keep track of it every day with pictures. Hopefully I can get like a really cute Instagram reel once it starts sprouting. And then my mint here is doing so well. I have a ton of roots like all over, so I'll probably end up putting this and transferring it into some soil later on in the week, maybe in about 5 days. Just vibing out this morning, trying to figure out some new juice recipes. So I have some leftover fruit. Well, it was just like I bought it last week and I want to go ahead and juice it before it goes bad. So anyway, cantaloupe honeydew. I usually always buy this pre-cut, but I decided to buy the whole fruit. It ripened so nice, y'all. It's so sweet right now. So I think I'm gonna do like a melon orange mint juice, which I'm really excited about. And then I'm either going to juice the strawberries, watermelon, and apple together to make like a red juice, or make a strawberry watermelon lemonade. So we'll see. I'm gonna kind of just taste as I go. I have a little bit of arugula and spinach in my refrigerator. I'm not too keen on the quality. I think I mentioned to you guys that I shopped at Aldi, and I'm not a fan of their produce. I think same day, it's great, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of how this looks. So I'm gonna wash it and juice it separately to just be able to like add a shot of green juice into my fruit juices. Oh, and I need this mint too. I wanna go ahead and use this. This is the larger mint leaves that I did not plant in or start like germinating here in my water. So much juice. I love a fruit that produces a whole lot of juice. Like, wow, amazing. Oh, I'm excited to taste it. Okay, so that's the first one, the melons, orange, and mint. I'm just letting the rest of this honeydew. I may need to release this actually. It's pretty cool. Look at that, so much juice. Oh my goodness. Let me save this video. Let's try the melon mint. Oh, I'm so glad I put that in the refrigerator last night. Ooh, it's good. It is very sweet, but it's like that natural sweetness, you know, which I love. I hate artificial sweet, so child, kids would love this. Ooh, and the mint is not too strong. I was a little bit concerned because I used like that whole package of mint, but it's so subtle because the sweetness, I think, cuts the potent like mint flavor. Ooh, it reminds me of if you could make like an orange toothpaste, like a sweet orange toothpaste, or ooh, you know, like a orange gum. That's what the flavor is like. Oh, it's good. It's like a sweet orange gum. Okay, moving on to the next. All right, decided to get dressed. Jazz is here. Hey, we're gonna just go have a like chill self-care day. We outside, okay? I did my hair, so it's like this up down curly situation. I just like kind of loosely curled it, and then I don't know, I'm trying to see if I like this as like my spring hairstyle. So far so good, so I'll see if I can kind of keep it up for like a week without having to recurl it. Maybe I'll pin curl it or something at night. Alexa, pause. And I just have on these leggings from Amazon. I really like them because they're the flare leg, but they're a little too short, so I gotta reorder them, which I'm glad I just got one pair in the longer inseam. And then crop top from Target, the $5 shirts. This is my brother's denim jacket, and we're out. I'm gonna put some sunglasses on just to add to the outfit because I never wear sunglasses and I want to be different today. I'm gonna grab a little crossbody and call it self-care fun day. Now, also, before I leave, let's start the blender. My mama told me that I needed to break down my compost more and not put like whole chunks of stuff. So I'm gonna see how powerful my blender is. Let's go. Okay, so I can put this, oh, that's so cool, in the compost bin. Oh, it smells amazing. That's just all of my fruits and veggies. Oh, let me put this in there too. Hold on, let's add. Oh, dang, I just took the blade out. Let me get my life, hold on. Absolutely disgusting. I put whole lemons in here, y'all. They were like actual lemons. They were just too soft, but not moldy at all. It's only been 10 hours, and look at them. Disgusting. I'm gonna have to turn the compost sometime today or tomorrow, but let's just throw all of that in there. I'm gonna scoop the rest out. Oh, and I also have juice pulp, so let me grab that. Back home on the balcony garden, I'm about to start these potatoes. So you can literally just plant these potatoes about 6 inches deep, I believe, and I'm gonna do it in this big planter. I think I may keep this. It's like the dark tone. So I'm just gonna do these. These are like the golden mini potatoes. I also want to plant the like regular baked potatoes or the russet. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. And then sweet potatoes too, but we have to get some. So these for now. Let's give this a little mix. I'm gonna flip it though. Ugh, so nasty. Y'all saw that bud? Trying to get them mixed in there so he can be part of the compost. Okay, this is just not, forget it. I'll be just closing this and tossing it around because I can't even. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna put the water bottles in the bottom of it just to kind of fill it so I don't
use so much soil. But then again, I could put fresh potting mix on the top. Like, I think you don't have to fill everything up like that. I may just fill it to here and then add more and mix it up as everything starts to grow. Let's see. Breaking this up right now.
That's what that is. Okay guys, I am done for the day. Okay, my green thumb. Got my potatoes planted, or is that what you call it? Yeah, I guess that's how you say it. Tomorrow I'm gonna do mint and then hopefully put together a video of like how to start a garden from kitchen scraps under $20, because literally the only thing you need to do is go to the grocery store and buy like ginger, green onions, potatoes, and mint, and you can literally just start growing them from the grocery store plants, and then you just got to get some soil. So super easy. I have a little anxiety because I'm like, are these actually gonna grow? But it's gonna be really cool to see. I'm planting like a lot of different potatoes just because if these don't grow, because I mean they're not like organic or anything, I want to make sure that I can at least harvest some potatoes. So you guys will see me do that again if you missed it, probably in another vlog. But we're gonna go get some bar taco because we love it there. Oh, it's so hot outside. Period. Never sat at the bar before. I've always wanted to. Really? I used to always sit at the bar at the other one. Alright, getting a rice bowl and then some plantains and black beans. I think I'm also going to grab a matzo. Oh, I think I may get a sangria. I was just about to say, I think I'm going to get a sangria. Yeah, we're going to do sangria. Okay. And then we'll pop these here so they know we are ready to go. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Can we also get some waters? Okay, thank you so much. All I do for real is work and eat. Like, I'm cooking. It's the next day. I went to the gym this morning and like transferred some files and stuff for editing. What else? I pitched to some brands as well, and I'm kind of just taking a break from work. So it's Taco Tuesday, so y'all know somehow, some way I'm a taco every Tuesday. And we're just gonna make fish tacos today, and also of course ground beef tacos, because normalize ground beef tacos. Like, they should be a part of all of your Taco Tuesdays. I already made my ground beef here. I pretty much have like perfected this, so this is definitely one of the recipes that's going in my cookbook. I need to get some mitts, because, well, I need to go get my mitts from where I left them, child, because I don't be having nothing for the hot dishes. But yeah, this is my ground beef for the tacos. I haven't started my fish yet, so I'll kind of show you guys that. I'm trying out a new, like a more simple, healthy recipe for the fish tacos, instead of doing like a fried fish tacos. So we'll see how it comes out. Alexa, pause.
that's that. The key to a good ground beef taco is just letting the meat cook slowly and making sure there's a lot of liquid. I'm using both corn and flour tortillas today. I just made a salsa. Well, for one, if you're not cutting your your bell pepper like this, you should try it. It's so much easier. Watch this real quick. I'm gonna probably post this as a reel because I think it's just one of those like super quick and easy, informative content pieces. Anyway, I decided to add to my compost bin too. I still haven't turned this, so definitely have to do that today because it's getting pretty full. And then I made some mango salsa outside on the balcony. I'm just adding like the zest and lime juice in this video for a quick reel and Instagram story, so you guys will see that later. I popped it in the fridge just so that it can go ahead and set. All those flavors can marinate. I'm thinking about pickling some red onion, jalapenos, and garlic for my slaw today for the fish tacos, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna add, I guess, vinegar, maybe a little sugar. I kind of just want to add vinegar and just keep it to like a 1 ingredient pickling. All right, sad story. I don't have regular vinegar, so we're going to use a little bit of balsamic. I just want these to, I don't want to say cook down, but just kind of pickle a little bit. So just a tiny bit of balsamic. It'll be a nice topping. And then I'm going to add some sriracha just for some spice for those fish tacos. I'm not going to do any sugar or anything. Let's just put the lid on. Maybe I should add some lime juice. Yeah, good idea. Last minute situation. Add a little bit of lime juice to it. Ooh, this is a good juicy lime. Okay. Usually I throw my limes in the best juicer ever made by Mama down in my description box. But it's in the dishwasher right now, so figured I'd do a juice session later. Put the top on there and give it a good shake. Sometimes when I make this like slaw for tacos, I'll add in the cabbage and everything too. But I want to just try the onions today because I don't necessarily want my cabbage to be pickled for the fish taco that's going into the ebook. However, I do have a beef taco, like a Korean type of beef taco where all the toppings are pickled. So yeah, we're just gonna see how this turns out. I've never done it with balsamic. That could be a good twist. Okay, let's pop it in the fridge. Oops, sorry. Pop it in the refrigerator. Y'all, I had to order groceries 3 times today because I kept forgetting things, but you know, this is just the year, get somebody else to do it. So shout out to Instacart, like they really came through for your girl today. All right, so boom, gonna let that chill. Actually, let's put it like all the way back, and then here's the salsa. I'll show you that, you know, in its entirety later. Out in the garden, the sun, y'all, shines. Okay, it is direct sunlight over on this side, which I was really concerned if I was even going to be able to do a balcony garden because I didn't know how much sunlight my balcony received, and it's almost too much. Like I may have to move some of the plants that don't need like direct sunlight all day to a more shaded area. So I'm gonna do a little bit of planning. I brought my laptop out here to finish up some work and then also plan like my seeds in the garden that need direct sunlight, so I kind of know where I'm gonna put everything out here. Also, I noticed that like my soil is pretty dry. This is the ginger that I planted a few days ago, and the ginger soil should just be damp, but because of that direct sunlight, I really need to moisten this. Now the good thing about these planters is they have like these, let's see, they have a little spot at the bottom, so if you overwater it, it's okay because your plant will just soak up the water from the bottom. Gotta make sure these get fed. And then my green onions, I noticed like they're not doing the best in direct sunlight. If these were on my kitchen like table, they would already be sprouted. Like I could probably harvest some, and I'm noticing like they're drying out, and I think that's just because they don't have enough water. So this may be a better plant to grow inside, but I moved it over to this side just to see if like not having so much sunlight over here is better. And then I'm also going to give these a good water and just see what they do in the next 7 days, because this little bowl down there is completely empty too. They're dry, okay? They are struggling a little bit. I have garlic, which I'm going to plant here. Super easy, literally 1, 2, 3. We're just gonna plant the garlic. I'm gonna start it in this smaller planter until I get some seeds, and then I'll move those seedlings over to a larger one. But you literally just pop your garlic in there. I'm gonna cover it with some seed starting mix. You want to use the largest cloves on your garlic knob. And make sure the pointy side is up. And this will literally harvest. You'll be able to harvest like a ton of garlic. I think it takes about 9 months. So we're going to start it, see how many seedlings I get. And yeah, that's it. Super, super simple. Let's go ahead and water. I brought this big thing out here because I just knew like the green onions, child, they need it. Oh gosh, my laptop is down there. I'm spilling stuff. Hold on. Let me prop this up. I'm supposed to. There we go. Okay. Try this again. I'm literally using the juicer pulp bin. You see I'm looking at the bottom. You know, like it's literally soaking all of that up. That's crazy. There's none at the bottom. It's just drinking all of that. That's crazy. It's so thirsty. Okay, a little bit of the ginger. This just has to be damp, so not too crazy. That should be pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and this soil is really supposed to be moist, so let me redo this. I want to make sure I do this right. Yeah, I'm gonna take these out and let's start over, because I forgot, when you use seed starting mixed, you need to make sure that it's moist before you actually plant anything. New gardener here. Alright, soil is nice and moist, so let's go ahead and plant this ginger. I totally need to set up the phone for an Instagram reel. Already has a little seedling situation. Okay, I found a really cool template on Canva. You guys may not be able to see it because it's so, yeah, the sun. But if you just type in gardening planner, there's a template on here. So I think until I get like an official book, I'm just going to use this and kind of customize it. So basically you're able to like plan the dimensions of the garden, where you want your planters to go, what type of plants you're going to grow. And then this is something that's really important in my planting schedule. So I want to make sure I'm keeping track of the dates that I'm planting everything. So that way next season, next year, I'm able to go back and look like when I should start certain seeds, how long it takes things to harvest in my area, and kind of just familiarize myself with like gardening. Thankfully, my mom has a full garden, so she been sending me some tips. Anyway, okay, so the best vegetables and fruits for full sun. So y'all see, like, this is full sun for at least 6-8 hours a day. It says cucumber, squash, watermelon, cantaloupe, eggplant, tomatoes, peppers, and corn. So that's really good. I have all of my, I know the sun is super weird, but vegetable seeds right here. I'm going to go ahead and take out the seeds. I think I'm going to start before the end of the week. So pretty much all of those things except corn. Eggplant, I don't know how long it takes to grow eggplant, but let's see. The back of the package will tell you how long things take. Oh, okay, wait. And then there's a website that lets you know what you need to grow in partial sun and shade. So that's good too, because this area on the back wall is definitely full sun. I'm thinking partial sun would be like kind of the forward part of my balcony, and then shade is like the complete other side. So let me figure out all of those so that way I can really plan this area. Okay, I decided to come to the dining room table because y'all, I need to reapply my sunscreen if I'm gonna be out there in the sun like that. I really need to reapply it anyway. Make sure you're wearing SPF even if you work from home, because child, the sun is powerful. I don't know if you know, but it's lighting up the whole planet, the one sun. I'm gonna separate all of the seeds, the foods that I don't actually eat. I don't agree with like planting things that you don't really eat because it's just a waste, or things that I really would need the space to grow. So corn, I'm not growing no corn. Also, I'm gonna like separate the herbs. I need to do some research on lavender because I wanna, y'all, do y'all see how the just throw the whole YouTube away. Okay, this may work. I changed the settings to like manual settings, so it's not gonna do any autofocus or anything, but we're gonna get it together. Okay, lavender. Okay, this is okay. Yep, there we go. Boom. I think it takes 2 years to grow. I think. So obviously, like, I'm not gonna plant this. Green beans. I need to do some research. I need to make like a pile of things I'm definitely not going to, is it weird? I can't tell if it's weird. Vegetables I'm not gonna grow. Vegetables I need to do research on. I know nothing about planting green beans, but I heard that I think I can plant them in the spring. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom grows green beans. I'm going to put all of the herbs, dill, parsley, boom, all of the herbs together. Cilantro, the cilantro seeds are kind of big. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see the autofocus. That's not a thing on this setting. What else? Other herbs. Kind of just trying to find everything here. So separate the herbs, and then here's some more beans. These are bush beans. Don't know much about those. I'm gonna group all the lettuce together, like the leafy greens. So I know I'm probably gonna plant all of those in the same bed. I need to do some more research on broccoli. I definitely wanna grow broccoli, but I don't know what season I should do that in. I have my flour mix, which I just kind of need to watch one video about to figure out if I can actually plant it in the same bed with anything else. Peas, these are peas I need to do more research on. I thought I had some more. Oh, we have some onions. I'll probably, scallions, like green onions, I'll probably include that in herbs. More corn. This is like white sweet corn. So we'll put this in the not going to plant. Maybe I'll give those to my mom. More beans. These are garden beans. Okay, and then there's some basil. Now, as far as the greens, the leafy greens, I have turnips, and I know there's collard greens somewhere in here. I don't think either one I would plant right now unless it takes like a super long time to grow. So we'll put that in the, not the this season research, but like research in 2 weeks type of situation pile. Leafy greens, I have spinach, romaine lettuce, arugula, cabbage I'm gonna put with the turnips, and collards as well. This type of kale, I bought some of this actually from the grocery store today. I love this kale, it's so good. I have butter crunch lettuce as well. So we have what? 2 different types of lettuce, a kale, a spinach, and an arugula. There's turnips, which, do I eat turnips? I don't think I eat them. I have to ask my mom. I'm gonna put that in the don't eat pile. I think, there's regular kale too. So we have, oh, come on, you can do it. There we go.
And then there's this other type of lettuce. It's like the really, I guess that you would consider this like a leaf lettuce. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like when you go to the grocery store and it says leaf lettuce, I think that's what that is. Okay, cool. So we have all of the lettuces. Now it said for full sun, I'm starting with full sun on my garden planner. In full sun, you grow melons. Let me go back. Okay, so watermelon and cantaloupe. Boom. So definitely gonna go ahead and get those started. I don't know if I'm supposed to sow watermelon and cantaloupe direct, or if I sow them like seed starter. I'm not too sure. My mom would know, so we'll ask her. Matter of fact, let's just give her a call real quick. This will make everything so much easier. Why is my camera overheating? We're inside. Like, relax. She's about to have all of the information for us. Let's see if she answers.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, so I'm filming for YouTube right now. We're planting the garden. And
okay.
wait, what are you doing?
Packing because I'm leaving in the morning.
Oh, okay. So do you start any of your seeds in like the seed starting trays, or you just like sow everything in the ground?
I used to do all of that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me take this thing off so I can take this off right here.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do all of that. You know, my little seed starter trays and let them get to a certain height and then take those pods and put them out into the ground and all that.
Right.
However, I just stopped doing it and I just sow directly. I don't sow into the ground at all. I sow into pots.
The planters, right. My bad.
Yeah, I sow into pots. And I found for myself that they were hardier that way after the cold spell. So, like, I haven't started anything. So
right.
I don't start until after April 15th because that's like the old man's almanac. You know, everybody else is like, oh, start on this day, start on that day. But every single farmer that I've talked to in Georgia, which were clients of mine, with huge farms, they always say, no, we don't start till tax day. That's how they remember, April 15th. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't even do anything this year. So to answer your question, I do from seeds. If I'm doing plants, I just make my soil very rich with compost. Mm-hmm. And I know which ones need nitrogen, which ones don't like nitrogen, who needs phosphorus and stuff like that.
So nitrogen is from the compost, right? That's how they get nitrogen, the plants?
Yeah, and some plants don't like nitrogen.
Oh, like what plants don't like it? Because I done probably messed up already.
No. No, you just, in the beginning, everybody needs it for their green leaves.
Oh.
So in order to produce strong roots and green leaves, you definitely need the nitrogen. But after they start getting bigger, like when they get about 3 inches, 4 inches, sometimes and the green leaves look good, they look strong. Mm-hmm. You back off. So.
Oh, okay. So you start with the compost for nitrogen, but you're saying you don't have to add it like every 2 weeks once they're strong.
Right. It's certain ones just do not like nitrogen, and you'll stunt their growth instead of helping them. So everybody needs nitrogen for green leaves.
Oh, okay.
But the green leaf, so going from a seedling where they have those 2 little seedling leaves, and then they get there what they call true leaves. They'll get 2 more, and they look totally different.
Right.
You're like, oh, here it comes. By the time they get like, let's say 6 to 8 strong looking leaves, strong, not little scrawny little babies. Uh-huh. Then it's like, okay, they're looking good. Then when they start getting fruit, because even though it's a vegetable, they still call them fruit. So when you start seeing little flowers and the bees come and they pollinate the flowers, that's where you get your fruit. That's where you get your green bell pepper. When that bee pollinates that flower falls off and it turns into a baby little green bell pepper or a baby little tomato. At that point, you want to start adding things that make the fruit taste good and make the fruit tough. You know what I mean?
Okay,
And
so
that's
you
like,
stop with the compost and you start adding like all of those other things people be
well,
talking about.
your compost is just different. So, you know, everybody uses compost, like literally mix your compost in the soil,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can use like compost tea, for instance. Like for instance, let me think of what the name of it is. Worm castings.
Oh yeah.
So
Is that actual worms or it just makes worms?
So that's the boo-boo from the worms. Worm
Oh.
casting is the boo-boo. It's black. It's very rich because what the worms do, they decompose everything that falls. So you got leaves that fall over the winter. The worms are deep into the ground. The leaves go down in the ground. They eat them up and they poo-poo them back out in the soil. You know, and that's worm casting.
Where do you get that from? The garden store?
Yeah, you can. Let me think about how many bags I got, because you can come over into the my little messy gardening center in the screened in thing back here in the backyard.
Yeah.
Just grab your bag. I gotta go back here and see how many I got, because I think they're more expensive than when I got them. I got like 4 bags. I got a pallet of stuff like during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And because I knew the prices were going to go up, I just had Home Depot deliver me a pallet of all kind of stuff. And then I put them in my gardening center back there. And I've just been using it. But I need things too. But I need a whole bag of worm castings. But I think I got 2 bags.
Okay, so you add the worm castings after the true leaves.
Okay, so there's 2 ways you can do this. Now, if you've already planted everything.
No, I didn't. I'm sitting here with the seeds though.
Oh, okay. So what you want to do is whatever you have actual seeds, right?
Yeah, like I planted some stuff from kitchen scraps, but just things like potatoes, ginger, garlic, like that stuff. The rest of everything I was gonna start in the seed starting trays, but then I know you have to transplant those into into pots, then transfer them again into larger planters. So I was like, if I can avoid that and just sow everything direct, but I want to make sure I do it right, because if I don't do it right, then I'm just doing all this for nothing.
So the right way to do it is, first of all, you want to make sure the depth of what you're planting. So it depends on what you're planting. So if you literally have the package and you look on the package, because I can't always remember what depth is.
Oh yeah, it says like this cucumber planted like a half an inch to an inch down.
So you don't want to plant cucumbers right now, because it should also tell you that the cucumbers are just not going to even do well if you plant them too early. Temperatures need a temperature. Their soil needs to be like 70 to 80 degrees the day you plant them, and you water them real good. And you don't have to. Cucumbers are so easy to grow, and they're so florific that they grow like crazy. After you pick the first one, it looks like a baby pickle, and you pick that first baby pickle, and they just go crazy. So don't plant cucumbers right now. It's too early.
So you're probably talking about, so the stuff that's too early right now would be like everything that needs full sun, because those are the things where the soil has to be like hot.
Well, okay. Tomatoes can start in the house. If you want some tomatoes in the next 2 months, then you start your tomatoes indoors in those trays like you were talking about.
Okay.
And you do it like that. You got lights? Do you have
the heating mat and the lights?
Pads and lights.
I don't have them, but I can order from Amazon. They'll be here overnight.
Yeah, that's how I got my stuff too. So, like, if you want to start your tomatoes and you want some, you don't want to wait all the way to June to get you some tomatoes. Go ahead and start them. But they gotta, when you put them in the soil, you gotta keep them wet every day. They gotta be humid. So you can even take a piece of plastic and put it over there to keep the humidity, like what's that thing called, an atrium? You can even use a plastic container that you ate food out of, cleaned it out.
Yeah, it comes with the seed starting trays. They have like humidifier lids or something.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm trying to think of. Humidifier lid, like that.
Okay.
So you want to for moist every day, and then all of a sudden it's gonna, break open and it's gonna start sprouting. You do not want them to dry out, but you don't want to drown them. If you drown them, you're gonna kill them. If you let them dry out, you're gonna kill them. So, and they water from the bottom, okay? You water them from the bottom. That's number one. They don't need any nutrition. So seeds don't require nutrition. And what I mean is this. The seed Jehovah already made it with nutrition. It's after it breaks open and those two little baby seedling leaves die out and you get your first true leaves, that's when they need nutrition.
Okay.
Those little babies. When they come into the world, it's like, oh, now they need some nutrition.
Okay, should I be planting the peppers yet?
Nope, peppers are just like tomato. Peppers love sun and they love heat, just like cucumbers.
Okay, so wait on the cucumbers and the peppers. I can start the tomatoes indoors. Do you grow radish?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, now I can. You cut out on me.
Okay, do you grow radishes?
Radishes are good too. Radishes are really quick growers.
Yeah, like 30 days.
Go ahead and do radishes. But those tomatoes and peppers, you just have to wait. Just give it another couple of weeks until it gets consistently warm. They do not like cold weather at all. Period.
Okay. What about the watermelon and cantaloupe?
Now it takes like 110 days, and so and they don't like to be moved. So what I did with them, you make that soil nutritional for real, and I would put the compost in there. I would take the what did I just tell you? What did I tell you?
The worm castings.
I start everything with worm castings. I mix it in the soil down low. So let me just give you an idea. I'll take a bucket and I'll just put soil on the bottom, then I put fertilizer, then I put soil, then I put fertilizer. The fertilizer is not touching the babies because the babies are all the way at the top. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So by the time the roots mature some, that's when it's hitting the fertilizer.
There you go. That's the key.
What is fertilizer? What is
your compost is fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's a natural fertilizer that's better than anything you could buy in the store that doesn't have no garbage on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's your fertilizer. And you have the best fertilizer because it's food. And so food is growing food, and that's the way it should be done.
Right.
So that's great.
Okay, yeah, I planted my potatoes yesterday, and I did water bottles at the bottom because somebody mentioned that. Like water bottles and egg cartons, like broken up like those kind of cardboard type of egg cartons. Mm-hmm. And then I put like leaves from outside, and then I did the food compost, and then I added seed starting mix and soil mixed together.
Oh, you probably with your bad self.
Oh, I did it right? Okay. Praise him. Okay. So start the tomatoes and radish now, and then what about the root vegetables like beets and carrots?
They are finicky, extremely finicky, and you have to be really careful with carrots because carrots are so finicky that they love sand, and it can't have any kind of debris. The soil has to be like sand, very thin. You can run your fingers through it. Don't catch no rocks or big chunks of wood or anything. Carrots are like putting your feet in sand. You don't want no pebbles under your feet when you put your feet in sand. That's how carrots are.
So you use soil and sand?
So you use the potting soil. You're going to be in a pot, right?
Yeah.
So you use potting soil. I'm trying to think of, are they the ones? Okay, that's the one of them that's one that if you put too much nitrogen, the tops will be extremely green and you won't have no carrots.
Right.
So they'll be like,
where the carrot? Okay.
What carrot? So you start that out. You don't even really need to deal with nitrogen with carrots at all.
So just a good organic potting soil.
Really good organic potting soil, which means that's your compost. You see what I'm saying? Your compost mixed with potting soil. See, there's a sister who doesn't even buy expensive anything. She gets like dollar topsoil. She gets vermiculite or perlite, which is your what helps
The water
keep
retention.
the water retention. She gets, I'm trying to think, she gets soil conditioner. And literally she gets this stuff for like, if the bag is busted, she'll get it. She puts a big old sheet of plastic in the back of her truck. And she's like, oh, you got busted bags? How much is that? 25 cents, I'll take it. I want all the busted bags, 25 cents. She'll take that topsoil, put it on that plastic in the back of her truck. She had like 10 bags. Then she'll turn around and get her a big old bag of vermiculite or perlite. And she'll get peat moss. Oh, you know who I'm talking about, Lena Dawson, Tatiana's mother.
Okay.
The best gardener we ever met in our entire life. Goodness.
Okay, I don't ever remember them having a garden, but okay.
Well, I'm just saying, during COVID, all this stuff.
Oh, that's when, okay, got you. All right, so let me make sure. So carrots don't need all the extras. It just needs some good soil.
No nitrogen. They don't need no nitrogen. But in order for them to be sweet, for them to be crunchy, and for them to not crowd out each other, carrots are tricky. They're extremely tiny.
Mm-hmm.
They look like, really, this is going to become a carrot? And they have to have the proper spacing. So what happens is when their little tops start shooting up, they have to get maybe about 2 to 3 inches tall. I'm going to say 3 inches tall. You have to thin them out.
Right, I read that.
When you pick them out, you can't go put them nowhere else because they don't like to be moved.
Okay.
And so once you pick them out, they're dead.
So I should probably start in like a bed, like rectangular large bed if I want to plant quite a few.
And it needs to be a little bit deep if you're doing the long carrots. I do short and sweet. That's what I...
Yeah, I just have the short ones, but I think I wanted to get some of those rainbow, like longer carrots and plant those in the same bed too. And is that the same thing with beets, or do you grow beets?
Oh yeah, I love beets.
Oh.
I just made beet juice yesterday.
Trying to tell y'all, quality woman
beets,
here.
I put beets, cabbage. What I put directly in the ground? I put beets directly in the ground because they just like the ground.
Well, that makes sense.
I've never grown a beet in a pot personally, so you might have to look that up. And then, let me see, cucumbers, I've done it in a container as well as in the ground. Beans, do you like beans?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know anything about beans, so I set them to the side. But
they're really, really easy. They're very, very easy, like cucumbers.
So I have 3 types. I have garden beans, bush beans, and golden wax beans.
Okay, the golden wax beans are the skinny, long ones, and they're yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do like sweet. I do like pea pods because they're sweet.
Oh, peas. Okay.
Pea pods, those are sweet. And then I do the Kentucky pole bean. Well, is that the right name? Let me think. It's looks like a string bean.
Yeah, I think it's called the burpee stringless. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bush bean. I don't know. One of them.
Bush bean. Yeah. Okay. So you can do those now. So but you need sort of like a trellis. So what I do with the beans, I just stick a round stick, or if you're trying to be pretty or whatever, you go get your stuff. But like Wisdom cut me down some bamboo stalks from his yard, because I don't really care what it looks like. They just need something to climb. You know what I mean? And they'll twirl a little bit. When they come out of the ground, they'll just be sticking straight up. But then all of a sudden, they'll get the string on them. And that string is to be twisted around something so they can climb. And then it'll get another string. And then you take that and you twirl it around the string. You barely touch it. It's a very gentle movement. And then they'll just start climbing up, and they'll hold on. And then they'll start giving off little flowers. The bees will come. And boom. All of the beans and they're extremely prolific. They grow like crazy, just like cucumbers.
And they need partial sun.
They love nitrogen. So cucumbers, anything that's green all the time loves nitrogen. So collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens. You're hearing the green, green, green.
Mm-hmm.
Cucumbers, green beans, they all love nitrogen. Things that stay green, light green. So the nitrogen is what makes them grow and what makes them happy and what makes them strong. Now, if you have to disappear, let's say you got to go out of town, you still flying?
Yes, it's my job. You sound like the people on the tube.
I'm just saying, like, when I have to go out of town, I'm like, okay, what did I have to do? So, like, when you go out of town, when it comes to, like, the tomatoes, when you get to the tomatoes and stuff, you can give them an aspirin. It's going to sound weird, okay?
No, it doesn't.
But,
I give my flowers an aspirin sometimes.
okay, and what that does is it toughens them up to keep the bugs off of them. They think that something's trying to attack them, and they toughen up and they start fighting. So while you're gone, they don't get ate up.
Okay. All right, cool. Anything for squash and eggplant?
Okay, so squash, they're supposed to be the easiest thing in the world to grow. I haven't ever had. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. All I know is I keep getting this bug that's called the squash bug.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's in my soil. So I'm gonna change my soil out. But squash is supposed to be really easy, and all you do is give them enough room in between. Read the package and put enough room in between them. They love water, and if you're doing it in a bucket, you want to trellis it as well. And the flowers are beautiful. And there's a male flower and a female flower. So you normally, when you do squash, you might plant 4 seeds. Squash are prolific too. They grow like crazy. So you might want to do like 4 to 6 seeds and let them go, because you don't know. The female actually gets the fruit and the male just gets the flower. So the female, she will show a flower, and she'll show a tiny, tiny squash right behind her flower. But the male doesn't show that. He just shows the flower. So you literally can take a tiny paintbrush and take some of the, I'm finna do that, Mark. You can take some of the pollen from the inside of the male flower, and you can transfer it to the inside of the female flower, and that'll help her produce.
Okay. We'll run that back when I get the flowers. Okay. All right. So far, what I got from this was start the tomatoes inside now. I can go ahead and start the radishes, the squash, and the green beans outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then the peppers and cucumbers I need to wait. The watermelon I can start, but you sound like that's a struggle.
You have to have a mound. You can do it in a pot. I did it last year. It's just better. What kind of watermelon do you have?
I have a sugar baby watermelon.
Oh, you did it. Oh, girl, you smart.
Girl, I did it, girl. But I had just got this on Amazon. It came in a little set.
Well, the sugar babies are the smaller variety. They're the sweeter variety. And they get about 8 pounds. But when you first start out, you might not get an 8-pounder. Mm-hmm. You might get more like a 5-pounder because you just started. Now, watermelons require a lot of course, water. But a lot of composting, a lot of nutrition. They want to be babied for real. Cantaloupes are the same way. They need full sun, but you mound the dirt up. So if you're doing it in a bucket, they need all the space in the world because their vines get extremely long. So I put 2 stakes in the bucket, and as soon as it comes up, I started training it to go around that stake. One vine to go around that stake, the other vine to go around the other stake, because the leaves get huge.
So, but the actual fruit grows off of the vines, right? Not. Okay, so as the vines go up or the vines trail. Okay. Sorry.
Wherever, I know my phone is ringing. I have to call it back. But wherever you see a flower, that's a potential fruit. So that's why you want those bees to come. And whatever the bee actually pollinates is how you're going to end up with your watermelon. So you could end up with 10 watermelons, you could end up with 1. But how well you fertilize with your compost is, the watermelons are finicky. They cannot get dry. And you have to make sure that you are taking those vines and twisting them up and around, and you're going to need some pantyhose, because when that watermelon starts growing.
Oh, you mean to set it in there, so it's not directly on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you don't have to use pantyhose. They have these things now that you can buy that, like, you set the watermelon and cantaloupe in, like, so it doesn't get messed up on the ground. I have to order you some. Y'all about pantyhose. Child, pantyhose is expensive.
My grandparents had a farm, and you just, they didn't want the little sugar babies on the ground. And I mean, people still do it to this day, but that's what they did. So I didn't know nothing about the new school stuff.
All right, so I can go ahead and start these because they're going to take a long time to be able to harvest
like
anyway.
10 days.
Okay, and then
wait another week on the watermelon calendar because they love full sun and they love heat as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I keep saying you want that consistency at night. See, at night is the problem. When the soil drops below like 50 degrees at night, that's when it stunts the growth of whatever you're growing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the cucumbers and the tomatoes and all that, they like a cool evening, but cool for them is like 60, 65. But 50 is kind of cold, especially a baby. Babies are like, nope, I ain't coming out my shell.
Okay. And you grow sunflowers?
Yeah, that's the first thing I ever grew. I did that for you guys. Remember I grew you guys sunflowers on steady?
Yeah. So do I do those now, or what do I do?
Sunflowers like sun.
Oh,
so
okay, so
wait for it to get a little warmer. See, it's just kind of like the stuff that you can start. A lot of people are starting in the house, like they're starting their bell peppers in the house, their peppers in the house, their tomatoes in the house. All the really warm stuff, eggplant, they start in the house, And then within a month, it's going to be like right where it needs to be. And then you take it outside. But you need to grow lights, and you need to make sure they don't dry out, and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
And that just remember, seedlings don't need compost. Seedlings don't need it. That's why I said the top of the soil, you don't worry about putting anything in it. You just wait till it busts open and it gets at least you start feeding it. When you see 2 brand new leaves, not the seedling leaves, but so you'll have 4. When you see 4 leaves, you're like, okay, the 2 bottom ones are the seedling. It held the seed. So you don't have to worry about those. Then the next 2 leaves, those are your true leaves. It's like, oh, okay, that's when you feed it some compost.
Okay.
You sprinkle it on the top and just mix it in a little bit, just a little bit. And that'll help it. But when those roots get strong enough, they're going to hit that first set of fertilizer compost underneath. And then when they get a little bit stronger, they're going to hit that second level.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I learned over the years of what I had been doing wrong was I didn't have any fertilizer at the bottom. As the roots got stronger, I had to pull the dirt back, and I was breaking some of the roots and messing up my plant instead of just putting it in there. But then the other thing is when you water it, some of the fertilizer or some of the compost comes out. That's why you're doing that top dress on the top so that the compost goes down in the soil.
Okay, got you. All right, cool. Now, okay, last thing is the lettuces. All of the kale, arugula, lettuce, spinach.
All weather plants.
You said all weather?
Everything you just named can be planted. Okay, so you have what they call a summer garden, and then you have what they normally call a fall garden. Mm-hmm. So everything you just said is a fall garden. And, oh yeah, the beets too. I forgot. So the spinach, everything green that we talked about, all the greens. You talking about the kale, the spinach, all of that. Mm-hmm. I don't plant that until when do I plant that? Third or fourth week in September, and you'll have it. It'll sprout out 45 to 60 days later, and you have it all winter.
But what if I want to eat salad in the summer?
Well, you should have started last fall. So what people normally do. That's why they call it a summer garden and a fall garden. Now people say a summer garden and a winter garden. Everything green likes the cold. Don't know why, but it's okay. Start your seedlings now. outside. So when I get ready to do my green bucket, my greens, my 3 different greens, my kale, my spinach, my arugula, all of that, I literally have a separate bucket for each one. And about the 3rd or 4th week in September, I wait for that heat wave to go past, and then I start sticking the seeds in the bucket. And by the end of October, the 1st week in November, I'm eating greens all in. Literally, I'm picking.
Well, they gotta grow now. I think I watched some YouTube videos about how you can grow lettuce in the spring.
Well, you try it, but I've never done it.
Oh man! All right. This whole time I thought I was gonna be making salads all summer.
Ain't that crazy how we eat salad in summer? In America, it's just the way we do things. But literally, farmers grow when the season, whatever the season is, that's what they grow. Patchwork Farms, check her out. She's pretty cool. Patchwork Farms is an urban farmer in Atlanta. And I think she came here from Jamaica, and she was an engineer, and she flipped over and bought an acre or something like that, started farming, and she the bomb. So she's on YouTube, Patchwork Farms, and she has her own farm out in Atlanta, and she only sells what's in season. So you can look at her stuff and be like, oh, that's what's in season.
You mean like she sells the plants, or she sells the fruit, like the harvest?
She sells everything.
Oh, so she probably have some strawberry plants I can go get.
So yeah, go check her out. She sells her harvest. I'm not sure if she sells the plant or not, but like you said, she actually sells her harvest. And as far as strawberry plants and stuff like that, the best place, of course, you already know, is Whole Foods, but also Pike's Nursery. They might cost a little bit more, but they're hardier.
Yeah, they said that there's an all season strawberry plant that you can grow. So I'm gonna try doing that.
Okay. And I do that in a box, and not a box, I should say, a rectangular shaped container. There are people who use, like a gutter, because they don't require a lot. So they'll take a gutter and they'll go straight. They'll just put the soil in the gutter with the compost, and then they'll go straight down, because that allows them to hang over. And they grow like crazy. So I need to try that off of my deck. I need to get a gutter and attach it to the front of my deck all the way down, and then just plant all the way down and let them just hang down like that. But the birds, of course, love the berries, so you have to watch the birds, because the birds will eat your stuff. Because I got 2 blueberry plants, and they tearing up my blueberries. Strawberries, they'll tear up your strawberry. That's how you know they're ready.
Okay.
So, yeah, the birds will start coming. They want them when they're ready. They don't care about them. As long as they're growing, they're just watching them like they ain't ready yet. But as soon as a bird lands close to your plant, you're like, they ready. Because they tear up, you better get them before they do.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start my things. My goodness.
That's great.
All right. Well, and then I'm also gonna try to grow a pineapple tree.
Oh, okay. So that's Uncle Jesse's thing. His thing is Florida. So pineapples and oranges, and I had a lemon tree. I had a Myers lemon tree. Matter of fact, Lena gave it to me. She said, "Come and get it." She had lemon trees and lime trees. She got tired of them because she just had so much stuff. And I went and picked up the baby lemon tree and brought it home, and it already had flowers on it, because it takes 2 years before you get fruit. Avocados is 3 years before you get fruit. Certain things you just can't, you just have to you have to be patient. But lemon trees can grow inside the house, and you just put them out during the summer month, and then you bring them in during the winter month. As long as you have light, they'll keep growing. And my first lemon tree, I got 9 lemons, and as you pick them, they just keep growing. Then I got like another 6, then I got 3, and then I did something and killed it by accident. And I don't know. I was like, oh man, I was trying to be too careful, treating it like a baby, and I actually killed it. So I felt so bad. So she told me to come get another one, but I didn't. So that's that.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna get one that already is kind of already like you did. Get one that's already growing.
Yeah,
the Meyer lemon
with
tree.
flowers on it.
Yeah.
Strong, healthy green leaves and flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And Matter of fact, we thought we were gonna get us some lemon trees. We were trying to ship them. I think it was from Florida, and that's against the law. We ain't know.
Oh, really? But they allow you to buy them though, because I had looked it up last week.
Yeah, you have to have that license to be able to do that. Everybody can't have them. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, and they've gotten very expensive. We used to get what she said, lemon tree used to be like maybe $30. Now
Oh no, they're like hundreds of dollars. I said the ones I saw were hundreds of dollars, depending on, I guess, how large they're.
And that's the thing. They used to be like $30, $35. Now they're like $100, $125. Yeah. But hey, organic is wonderful. You can't get no better than that.
Yeah, that's true.
All
right, then. Well, I appreciate all of the insight. All right, y'all. So, I feel like the lighting is really weird. But anyway, so I have everything that I'm pretty sure I should get started now. So we're going to wait on the cucumbers and peppers. I'm going to go ahead and start. We got to do some research about the beets. My mom said she's only grown beets like direct on the ground. Okay, so we're going to start at some point this week in the vlog. I am going to start the carrots. Yeah, she said that doesn't need a lot of nitrogen. Radish. I'm going to start the tomatoes inside tomorrow. And then I'll go ahead and start the squash outside, the cantaloupe, watermelon, eggplant, and beans. Then we just got to find a strawberry plant. And I think that is a good start to having a harvest in June. And then I'll probably start another round of seeds next week. I think I might just try starting the lettuce, like the lettuce, kale, spinach, all that stuff. Because I watched a lot of YouTube about lettuce, and I'm sure you can do it. I know that it thrives in the fall and winter months, but I'm pretty sure lettuce is year round. So I just want to start it in like its own bed. So I need to find like a really long planter. So I'm gonna do some research. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in with the kid in the conversation, okay? Because this is a real hobby, like gardening. And if I could take up any hobby, it would probably be between gardening and pottery, so I can make my own mugs for tea. But I'm starting with gardening just because I have a little bit of a foundation in gardening, since I grew up with like a full acre garden when I was younger. And I just think that obviously I like to cook and eat. So I'm like, this kind of works with my lifestyle. The pottery thing, I need to find some sort of like pottery classes or something to start making my own mugs. The taco, so good. Like, less is more when it comes down to the tacos. Oh, I forgot I changed the camera settings, so I can't do that much light, but look at that. Those pickled onions, so good. Wow. I'm gonna make the fish tacos later just because I don't feel like doing it right now. Just made my evening tea. I decided to grate some ginger and turmeric root in there, fresh, and of course added a little bit of lemon. I'm drinking wellness tonic just because I still have this cough. So oh, you know what, let me add some honey too while we here.